Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today, I'm super excited. We're going to do a marathon for Mr. JK. And I'm excited because I'm looking at the list of songs and it's all good music. I mean, I do know 3 artists on this list. But I mean, I'm not very familiar. I've heard of some artists on this list as well. But let's get into it. So we're gonna start it off here. First of all, thank you so much, JK, for sponsoring the marathon, for making the channel grow with your constant support. A lot of good music. People are loving it. People are loving these reactions. But I can say that to a lot of supporters. We have RG, we have BMAC, we have Graybeard, we have Michelle, Sidecar. I mean, the list goes on and on. Let me just mention a few more. We have Mickey D, we have Jay Scott, we have Jeff, Dave, Jose, and let's see. So, and of course, yeah, I said Eric or AKA Graybeard. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of you who just keep coming back. Great Scott, we have Rudy. So thank you so much, guys. Really, this is very, very awesome of you guys to support the channel this way. And because yeah, YouTube, they don't give us anything for doing this. So it's really cool for you guys. And if anyone's interested, to buy a marathon or a song, please go on the links where it says buy me a coffee and you can make it happen too. And yeah, just wanting to get that out there. If you're interested in, if you have an idea for a marathon, you can go ahead and request one. You're sponsoring the video, right? And I'll call your name out and everything and all that good stuff. Okay, so now moving on. So the marathon is gonna consist of, okay, this is from a greatest hits album, Sly and the Family Stone. This is the song Thank You. So it doesn't say the year. Then Mr. Marvin Gaye, of course, I know him. Trouble Man. This is from the 40th anniversary of that album, but it came out in 1972. Of course, I know Marvin Gaye even in movies like Someone's Gotta Give with Jack Nicholson. That's how I figured out there was Marvin Gaye when he plays that. Let's Get It On. Then Superfly by Curtis Mayfield. Superfly came out in 1972. There was a guy who was going on and on and on and on and on and on about the song. So, and I was like, hey, request the song, but he, he didn't. So he was just suggesting it. But here it is. So we're finally gonna hear it. Then the master. Oh my God, Prince. I love Prince. I got into Prince as a small child. I think when Batman came out, Batman. I think just the music was really cool on that album. But it was because I was watching MTV as a kid, and that's how I learned of Prince. So yeah. And then of course I listened to songs like Party Like It's 1999, Purple Rain, stuff like that. Okay, so this is the Sign of Times. No, Sign of the Times. This is from 1987. So literally 2 years before that album, Batman came out. And then we're gonna finish it off with Janet Jackson, which I know Janet Jackson, but I never really have listened to her music. But of course, her brother Michael Jackson, I'm a huge fan of. This is from Rhythm Nation 1814. This is from 1989. Okay, and we're gonna play the song Rhythm Nation. So there you go. This is a funk and soul marathon. This is how JK labeled it. So, man, thank you. And we're going to start with the first song, which is also thank you. Here we go. That bass line is so funky. It's like boom, boom, like the boom, boom, bang, bang. Like, I'm not a bass player, but I think I've seen the slap and the slapping and kind of like pulling the boom, 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 boom. Really cool. Very, very funky, of course. I mean, that's like, I guess, the essence of, if you don't know how to slap being a funk bass player, then, I mean, you have to learn this, I think. And then also the guitar is very funky, very really cool. I love this. Very, very good. I wish, but it sounds like 70s, I think, but I'm loving it. Really cool.
Chit chat chatter trying. It's the beat in the place. Thank you for the party, but I could never stay. Many things on my mind, words in the way. I want to thank you for
Yeah, I mean, I can hear this like in songs, like even from Steely Dan, like Gaslighting Abby. You know, the first one is super funky. I love how basically just the drums, the guitar, and the bass are consistent. Everything is bilip, bop, bop, bilip. You know, the horn section is very, you know, syncopated. It's very like you don't really know what's gonna play. Doodlip, ba bum, 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 doodle. Like really cool. The sax and the trumpets and just the horns overall are very, very like, I mean, measured. I guess they know where when they come in, but it's not just like consistently because it wouldn't sound funky. That is so cool. I love that. But the bass line was amazing. You know, just I mean, kind of like repetitive, but it's good. You know, and it's dance music. Like I could not help but move. You know, so it's a good thing. You know. All right, so we're gonna continue with Marvin Gaye in 1 second. All right, so here we go.
Checking troubleshoot, moving down the line. I come up hard, baby, but that's okay, 'cause trouble, man, don't get in my way. I come up hard, baby. I've been for real, baby. Gonna keep moving, gonna go to town. I come up hard, I come up getting down. There's only three things that show: taxes, death, and trouble. Oh, this I know, baby. This I know, sure. Girl, ain't gonna let it sweat me, baby.
Wow, what a voice.
Got me singing, yeah, yeah. Ooh, come up hard, baby. I had to fight, took care of my business with all my might. I come up hard. I had to win, then start all over and win again. I come up hard, but that's okay, 'cause trouble, man, don't get in my way. Hey, hey, I know some places and I see some faces. I got good connections, they dig my directions. When people say that's okay, they don't bother me. I'm ready to make it, don't care what the weather, don't care about no trouble, got myself together. I feel the kind of protection that's all around me. I come up hard, baby. I've been for real, baby, with the trouble, man. Moving, going to town. I come up hard, I come up getting down. There's only three things for sure.
Oh my god, this voice is amazing. This man has the voice of an angel. I mean, it's just such a loss, man. I mean, so early in life. Because I know what happened and how he died and at the hand of his own father. It's unbelievable. But I mean, it's just like stuff that unfortunately still happens, you know. So what a talent. I mean, this voice, and I love his higher pitched voice, but he could also sing very low. It's just, I love the effect he has on his voice, like a little bit of an echo there, a little bit of a reverb. Beautifully performed, beautifully played. just like it screams talent and taste. It's tasty. It's professional. I just love it. Very, very cool. I've only heard like 2 songs in my life. This must be maybe like my 3rd or 4th song, if I'm honest. But wow, just what a performance. Really, really great. Everything that's going on in the song. Let's continue.
Taxes that are trouble. Oh, this I know, baby. This I know, baby.
The bass.
Ain't gonna let it sweat me, baby. By the rules, come of heartbeats. Now I'm fine. Checking troubleshoot. Hey, moving down the line. Oh.
Wow, it just cuts off like that. I think it like kind of like bleeds into the next song. Just beautiful, like the chord progression here. Like I think we had this I don't know his name. I can't remember everyone, but some days ago there was this guy, and I'm sure he's gonna watch this. He commented on he's like, "Oh, I'm just sitting here watching your Joni Mitchell video, and I'm sitting here with my bass learning it while I'm watching you." That was so cool, man. And I'm sure if you're watching this, leave another comment and then I can actually, you know, call you out. But that was so cool because I was like, wow, I'm kind of like inspiring someone to learn, you know, to work on something, to be creative, you know. That's so cool. I love that. And that's what happens to me. Usually I do like to keep my guitar here. I sometimes forget, and then, you know, I already started the video. I don't want to walk around. But I should have it. But this one here with the chord progressions were very, very cool for a piano player. For a guitar player, I think very difficult ones, you know. But the bass line was very cool. You know, the scales, and beautifully performed. I loved it. So awesome. Okay, now this song. So this guy, and I don't remember his name either, but he was just like, "Hey, do Superfly." And I mean, we're so busy with requests, you know, we barely can get those done, you know. So I'm like, well, I mean, if you wanted that much, why don't you like request it, you know? And I know not everyone has, you know, the money to pay for a request. I totally understand, but he was so persistent on it. So I hope he's happy that he can hear it, or that he can see me react to it. I'm sure it's amazing. He said that it was like one of the best songs you could do. So Superfly by Curtis Mayfield. Here we go. I can't wait. I have really high expectations of this one. So here we go. Oof, already the bass line, yeah. Ooh, wow.
Darkest of night with the moon shining bright. There's a set going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by.
Yeah.
But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Hard to understand, but a hell of a man. This cat of the slum had a hustle was wrong. His mind was his own, but the man lived alone. Ooh, Superfly. You're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. The game he plays for keys. Hustling times in ghetto streets, trying to get over. That's what they're trying to do, y'all. Taking all that he can take, gambling with the odds of fate, trying to get over, trying to get over, trying to get over, trying to get over. Ooh, Superfly.
Wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's really, really good. I mean, I love the way he is singing, the music, the bam, bam, bam. Like it has this Tower of Power, element to it that I'm a huge fan of Tower of Power. But it has like this funk, and I love the percussive, I mean, the drums are great, but the percussion nist or the percussion player is like almost like playing a solo, like while there's like boom 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 boom, so good. Everyone here just like shines, and I love his voice. I can't really focus on the vocals, they're so fast, but man, this is good. This is good. I'm sorry that I couldn't do it, just because we do songs that are randomly like, hey, do this, do that, and I'm sorry that I couldn't do it. I was just like too busy. Alexis too busy. So sometimes we have 10, 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes we don't. But I hope you enjoy. This is a great song. Let's keep going. Let's go back a little bit and let's continue.
The aim of his role was to move a lot of blow. Ask him his dream, what does it mean? He wouldn't know. Can't be like the rest, it's the most he'll confess. But the time's running out and there's no happiness. Ooh, Superfly. You're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Superfly. Superfly. Trying to get over. 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 Trying to get over.
Wow, man. Good stuff. I loved it. Really, really cool. I love the voice, the cry baby, the wah wah pedal, beautiful. And just the whole just like in the first song, really, really cool. And both, they're very funky, funk I think is very hard to play. I was in a like reggae band, and And we used to do like funky music, but I'm not a funk player. It's a style, you know, that you have to study, that you have to get down. You can't just be like pretending to be a funk player. I mean, it's just like very, very precise, you know, everything is very calculated. You can't just like play your rhythm guitar. It's very, very precise, like everything, you know, um like jazz or blues, you know. So I mean, we kind of like used to wing it, you know, the funk version of something, you know. We would just play reggae version of like Let It Be, you know, or stuff like that. It was a cool band because we played kind of like some like music but in a different style, like No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley, but we would funk it up, you know, supposedly. So yeah, so that kind of stuff. Okay, so next is Prince, Sign O the Times. It says Sign O the Times, 1987 it said. So let's go with Prince. I think Prince was one of those genius musicians that is going to be like missed, I mean, forever, because he was just like as amazing as Michael Jackson, as amazing as David Bowie, super creative, a a force of, you know, in the music industry that was just amazing. And he was super cool and just a character, you know, one of those personalities larger than life. So here we go. I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Here we go with Prince.
Oh yeah.
Just the voice is like, whoa, okay.
In France, a skinny man died of a big disease with a little name. By chance, his girlfriend came across a needle and soon she did the same. At home, there were 17-year-old boys and their idea of fun is being in a gang called the Disciples, high on crack, and toting a machine gun. Time. Hurricane Annie ripped the ceiling off a church and killed everyone inside. You turn on the telly and every other story is telling you somebody died. My sister killed her baby cause she couldn't afford to feed it and was sending people to the moon. In September my cousin tried reefer for the very first time. Now he's doing horse. It's June. Ship explodes and everybody still wants to fly. But some say man ain't happy unless man truly dies.
Those chords
Oh, time. Baby, make a speech, Star Wars fly. Neighbors just shine at home. But if a night falls and a bomb falls, will anybody see the dawn?
This is so good. Oh my god, Jesus. I mean, first of all, his voice is just so good, and he has just a naturally very beautiful voice. Like that's like out of the way here, you know. Just when he sings, he's not even trying. He just sounds amazing. Then the rhythm here, it sounds more 80s, of course, but almost like late 80s. It's not so, I mean, you know, the what is it called, the snare drum doesn't sound so 80s anymore. It almost sounds like it's a real drum kit, you know. It instead of those drum kits they use like on the keyboards. But I love the and then those little licks he plays. He was a very, very accomplished guitar player. Amazing. I mean, I've seen some videos of him playing the guitar and the crazy guitars. I mean, you guys know. I mean, what am I talking about? But do you know he was just a very accomplished musician, and then he puts in these chords over the whole rhythm, and it just sounds great. Just amazing, man. What a guy. And I love just the licks, just the licks. If you just focus on the guitar licks, it's like so well done, you know. So yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much, you know, for going with 5 artists that's never have been done on the channel. That is something special. Thank you for going out of maybe even your comfort zone, but to inject some variety into the channel. I do appreciate that very much, because we get a lot of requests that are the same, and I don't mind at all, because it's always great, but it's also amazing when it's just totally different. So people that come here, they're like, oh my god, you know. So I try to come up with like weird stuff, but my stuff is, you know, not that well known. And we just try to keep it, you know, interesting. So if you help us, of course, that's awesome. So thank you so much for doing that with this marathon. It's totally out of the norm. Maybe it's a style that we've done before, but the artists are all new, and that excites the hell out of me. So thank you. All right, let's continue.
Time. Time. It's a silly note when a rocket rolls, and everybody still wants to fly. Some say man ain't happy truly until a man truly dies. Oh why? Oh why? Sigh. Oh time. Time, mess with your mind, hurry before it's too late. Let's fall in love, get married, have a baby. We'll call him Nate, if it's a boy. Time. Times.
Wow, man, that was great. I mean, yes, of course, it's repetitive, but hey, if repetition is great, it doesn't matter. You know, I could listen to this for 20 minutes on a loop and just be like, you know, dance and whip out the guitar and you know, just like improvise. Very cool bluesy, funky guitar here. really cool, nice bends and nice slides, and just tasty. The new he knew how to play the guitar very, very good, you know. And I'm sure he's being recognized like that. I mean, at least for me, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that Prince was a hell of a guitar player. That was something, for example, that Michael Jackson didn't do, but he was a hell of a dancer. And I mean, it's a different style. I think Prince was always more funky or bluesy or just more dramatic, more, I don't know. And Michael was more, I think, yeah, he was the king of pop, you know. I mean, I can't take anything away from Michael Jackson's music. I'm a huge fan. I mean, I've heard so many Michael Jackson. I kind of like, it dropped off for me. Like as a child, Michael Jackson was always, you know, being played everywhere. So I just love, you know, Off the Wall and Thriller, the albums, Bad. I think Quincy Jones just did a hell of a job of helping Michael Jackson arrange those songs, and they just sound amazing. I mean, everything Michael Jackson did like in the 70s and 80s is just amazing. I think also in the 90s, but I think after Black or White, that was like the last album, I think. But yeah, you can't compare. They were both larger than life personalities, and both even kind of like rivals, but also friends. You know, they didn't talk crap about each other. They respected each other. Both super dancers, just great personalities and great people. You know. So all right, we're gonna go with talking about Michael Jackson with his sister Janet Jackson. That was actually perfect. I didn't plan this. I was like, what's the last one? Oh, it's Janet Jackson. I was just talking about her brother. So here we go with Janet Jackson. This is from 1989, Rhythm Nation. Here we go. Let's see if she has what her brother had. Although, I mean, all of the Jacksons are amazing. So let's just, you know, keep it at that. Here we go. This reminds me a lot. There's a lot of sampling going on here, pre-recorded instruments like, and then wah, that kind of like woo, and it's all good. But that's like the example of the drums that I was talking about. These are like, the drums are obviously electric drums. Like you can hear, they sound very. That was the sound of the 80s drums. So, but I can't say I dislike it, but so yeah, this sounds to me a little bit like Bobby Brown. Like I used to be a Bobby Brown fan, because of Ghostbusters 2. Remember that song? Da 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 ba da 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 ba dum bum ba da bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum 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 boo doo doo doo. And it's that time, that 89, 91, 90s. Madonna was doing it, Michael Jackson was doing it, I guess she was doing it. Everybody was relying on a lot of sampling, like a lot of just like songs, like almost like a loop MIDI files, and put that together. But it's a very nice sound. It's just a very, it, you can basically, when you hear this, you can feel the 80s, you know, which is really cool. Now, I can't really pay that much attention to the lyrics. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I do like it. I'm not like a biggest fan. I don't know if I would like put this on my playlist, but hey, you know, let's give it a chance. Let's continue, and let's keep going. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I can see why this could have been a hit back in the day. I think it's a great dance track, you know, because it has so much rhythm and it has so much going on. And I can see people, liking this very, very much, because it is, I mean, it is well produced, even though it sounds very, um, uh, like, what I don't like about this and is honestly that it sounds like there's not a band behind this. It just sounds like everything is kind of like, recorded bit by bit, all these, like, it sounds very meaty. It sounds very, like, it doesn't sound like real instruments. And so and after that she just sings over that, which is fine, I mean, that's what Madonna was doing. I mean, she just had a keyboard, she was just composing on a little keyboard, on a $100 keyboard or something, and hashing out these amazing songs. So I do have to give her the credit. And also, I mean, it must be tough, to have such a successful brother and then do your own thing. And you do want to be, you want to kind of like have that same success. So you kind of want to maybe borrow a little bit of Michael, like at the end, she was doing. It sounded very much like Michael because he has a very high voice and he does that, So it's I don't know. I have to listen to more of Janet Jackson, but I think it was awesome, and it was an awesome idea to bring, to put her in the marathon, and just to request her. I mean, I don't know, if anyone if any YouTube channel out here has ever reacted to Janet Jackson, like, I don't think so. Or maybe, I have to look it up, but I think this was a great idea. The whole marathon was wonderful. 5 different styles from 5 amazing artists. Sly and the Family Stone blew me away. Marvin Gaye, just this angelic voice, Then Curtis Mayfield, like, amazing, Prince. I mean, what's there to say? You can't say anything. It's like perfection. And Janet Jackson, I didn't dislike it, but it's not my kind of. I actually listened to this kind of music when I was like 6 years old, because that's what I liked, because my dad had all this music laying around, and then I would look up, what kind of like looked cool to a 6-year-old. Like, I would grab it, or the cassette here and there, and I would just discover like random music. And since he had a nightclub, it was a lot of 80s and music, and so I would kind of like listen to mostly rap and hip hop, and and kind of like dance, so yeah. So man, this was awesome. Thank you, JK. This was a great idea. I hope everybody enjoys this as much as I did. I mean, it was just like dancing. I'm sweating literally here. And it's like snowing outside. But this is great. Thank you so much, JK, for, bringing out some artists that we had never done in 2 years. There've been a lot of, I mean, there's so much goodness from the same artist. We could do 100 videos about Sting. We could do 100 videos about Genesis. We could hundreds of videos of Frank Zappa, or Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like, literally, we could go in the hundreds. But so it's hard, of course, and everybody wants to play their favorite stuff, or show. Hey, I put this marathon together. This means something to me. So I totally get it. When you do the same bands and stuff like that. I don't want to discourage you of choosing what you like. You have to choose what you want, because you are basically sponsoring the video. You're making this video possible, So I wanted to thank you again, JK. Thank you everyone who like helps the channel grow, and and gives us, the chance to do this, and also support us, because YouTube is cruel. Everything is demonetized. Like, only the few videos that we do where there's no music involved, like, that's pays us pennies a month, literally pennies. So yeah, I mean, to make real money on YouTube, you have to have millions of subscribers, millions, and you can't really use like material that's not yours. I get it, you know. I'm not um expecting to take someone's music and make money off it. Uh, it's just the legality is just impossible. But I mean, the cool thing is that if we are allowed to talk about music and share it, and the people that basically watch it, those are the ones that support us, then it's possible, and then it's something that's amazing to do for me. And I just, some comments are just like take my breath away, you know, like this guy the other day, he was like, my reaction to Frank Sinatra was like, I was just blown away. And he was like, wow, I'm literally sitting here like crying right now, you know. Thank you for reacting to this, because you took me back. And just that, to be able to to hear that from someone, that is all that makes it worth everything, you know. And yes, there's some nasty comments, there's some comments that call us like names, and you guys are fat, and you guys are ugly. It's insane what people like say to you on the internet, because they don't have to say to your face. It's sad, you know, but these people are just, you know, sad, and you have to kind of like grow like a thick skin when you expose yourself to the internet like this. But hey, you know, it's something that you have to get used to. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I love you all. Thank you. See you in the next video.